Hey guys, how's it going today? A little while back, I did a video on how to find your mixed voice, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about how to find your whistle voice. Now, what I'm about to show you, some people might say the voicing you're going into is actually called flageolet, and the whistle voice is above the flageolet and even thinner and higher. Sure, you can call it whatever you want. I try not to get too tied up in vocal technical words too much because sometimes that can just confuse us. I just refer to it as my whistle voice, and I try to discover new parts of my voice that I can utilize in whatever way I want. So try not to get too caught up in the terminology. If you want to call what I'm about to show you flageolet, sure, that's fine. If you want to call it whistle voice, I just call it my whistle voice because to me it sounds like a whistle voice. So the whistle voice to me is kind of like the vocal bridge above your falsetto. You can, once you start to find your whistle voice and use it, you can then start to blend it towards the top of your falsetto and thicken it out. Now, what is the point of this? Well, once you find your whistle voice, it's a great tool to use to sing really high notes really easily without having to be really loud. It enables you to have a lot more vibrato on the pitch, the higher pitches, if you want that kind of operatic sound. It's great for recording really high harmonies and stuff like that. So let's get into it. So, for an example, if I were to sing like an E5 full falsetto, usually when we get up into E5, maybe even a little lower, you'll notice as we go up into our falsetto, we're going to have to use more air pressure to hit these higher notes. Usually, we tend to have to use more volume as well. Um, so, the whistle voice enables us to transition into these higher ranges without having to be so loud, without having to modify the vowel. Usually, as we go up really high in falsetto, we kind of have to modify and widen the vowel. So it's not as true of the vowel, and sometimes it just doesn't sound quite as good as lower in the falsetto. So if we're singing an E5 full falsetto, we're going to have to use a good amount of air pressure and sound something like this. Right? Now, if for whistle voice, for me, it's easier to get into it on a closed vowel instead of an open vowel. So E and oo, for me, I've found it's kind of easier actually to get into the whistle voice. So if I were to do this in a whistle voice, really super thin, I'll try an E vowel first. So really thin, not loud at all. Just have a little support from the diaphragm and just go. Right, so I just went from whistle voice to the louder falsetto. Now, again, when I'm talking about discovering your voice, you want to throw out any insecurities or feelings of I sound like an idiot. This is ridiculous. I'm making weird noises. You have to throw all of that out. I'm willing to maybe sound a little ridiculous and like an idiot for a second to try to show this to you. So, being vulnerable with your own voice is huge to discovering new parts of your voice and developing them. So don't worry about sounding ridiculous or like an idiot. I do it all the time. I walk around the house making really weird noises, and sometimes I discover kind of interesting, cool things. So let's try this again. Let's try ooh. See how much vibrato I can put on that because it's so thin. I can really control the vibrato of it. Now, if I consciously tried to place it a little less in my head and almost split it, almost as if I'm going into my chest and use a little bit more support from my diaphragm, it's almost like I'm blending a little bit into falsetto. Ooh. So blending a little bit there. Now this probably isn't going to be like, you're not just probably going to find this in 5 seconds. You might not. You can also try sounding like a puppy or something, like. So a puppy doesn't go, right? They go, it sounds ridiculous. Right? So that's whistle voice right there. Let's try another thing. So let's start lower, and we're just going to go up. We're going to start in falsetto, go up through our range higher. And what we don't want to do is go, right? Because then we're just blasting our falsetto up. So what you want to do is start in falsetto and try to actually get quieter as you go up and feel the tone thinning. And you should, if you play around with this enough, almost feel like your voice wants to almost break, kind of like going into mixed voice. So start to thin as we go up. Start to thin and try not to get louder. Here, right there, I had a little vocal fry because I'm starting to almost transition. Okay, so I kind of transitioned in between falsetto and falsetto up there. I haven't warmed up at all, so I'm just kind of seeing how I feel and just going with the flow with how my voice is feeling and experimenting. Let's try ooh. Okay, so you heard a little glitch there, partially because I haven't warmed up, but also that was kind of a clear flip into the higher whistle voice there. Let's try it one more time. Okay, so that was a little better transition, right? So if I start up here, E5 again in whistle voice, and I try to keep in my whistle voice going down, then if you can start finding your whistle voice and start going down, you'll then definitely feel the transition into falsetto if you try to force yourself to stay in whistle voice. So start here. Try it again. See that? I tried to make it a little more obvious there that I had to transition into falsetto. Try it on E. So you can hear like the slight glitch there, where I was transitioning into falsetto. And as you warm up, you can easily, every day I warm up this, all of my transitions smooth out, after I warm up for 15, 20 minutes, whatever. So obviously when you wake up, you're going to be a little bit more cracky, in your entire voice until you warm up. Okay, so that's pretty much, the whistle voice, how to find it. Trying to think of another way we can do it. So if we start at like going up to C5, I'll just go through falsetto first. Right, that's full falsetto. So just try different ranges and then just try to make this super thin. So this is G sharp 4, which is pretty low to try to do whistle voice, but just try it. So this would be falsetto. Try to do it really thin and quiet. So I'm going in between falsetto and whistle voice here. This is also great if you want to do a powerful falsetto and trail off into whistle voice on the same note. Now try to keep that and go up through the scale. Make it very forward and right in this area. You'll see, if you find this, you'll find you have way more control over the pitches, as opposed to using more air in full falsetto. Since this isn't too high in falsetto, I can control the vibrato pretty well here still. Let's just go up a little more so I can show you. Full falsetto. Whistle. So right there, I was staying in falsetto. I was just trying to thicken it with like a little falsetto blend. Try here, full falsetto. Whistle. Let's keep going. Do a couple more for you. Full falsetto. Whistle. Right? Couple more. Full falsetto. Whistle. So as we get up here, we're gonna have to use more air pressure for full falsetto. Right? Whistle. Let's just try keeping in whistle if we can here. E. Let's try oo. My oo is a little better than my E up here. Try oo again. Now I'm totally in whistle voice. I can bring this up quite a bit more if I wanted to. Try to make sure you're getting thinner as you go higher, not louder as well. As I said, so I got up to B flat 5 there. As I said, I haven't warmed up yet, so this smooths out as you warm up for sure. After you do falsetto and get into this, you can smooth that out quite a bit in just a few minutes. Okay, so that's B5. I usually go up to around there. I can go higher. I usually go up to every day to C6. I can go higher than that if I really want to thin it out, but I never have to sing that high. But anyways, hopefully this helped a little bit. If you have any questions, I could try to make another video doing any explanations you need. If this helped you at all, please like, subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.